Hi, this is Pastor Kevin. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to tackle this absurd notion from atheists and skeptics that religion has caused the majority of the wars throughout humanity. Just not true. For example, once again, the Nobel Peace Prize has gone to a religious person. The Ethiopian Prime Minister and Pentecostal Christian, Abiy Ahmed. Perhaps I'm saying his name wrong. Spelled A-B-I-Y-A-H-M-E-D. Now I say once again because if you exclude the occasions when the Peace Prize has gone to organizations, only about 4% of Peace Prize recipients have been atheists. Only 4%. Monks like Dalai Lama, archbishops like Desmond Tutu, pastors like Martin Luther King Jr., and religiously driven activists, whose names I can't pronounce, they dominate the list of Nobel Prize recipients. In fact, 80% of Nobel Peace Prize recipients are Christians. That right there torpedoes the ridiculous idea that religion causes the majority of wars. The idea that religion only brings war and misery was popularized after 9/11 by atheists like Richard Dawkins and Christopher Hitchens. They believed that religion poisons everything and that a world without religious beliefs would be better off. And sure, to be fair, many horrors have been done in the name of religion. However, when Alan Axelson and Christopher Phillips' ambitious work, Encyclopedia of Wars, gathered information on 1,763 historical wars, guess what? Only 7% of them could be characterized as religiously motivated. 7% of historical wars out of over 1,700 were inspired or motivated by religion. Few, if any, of the most destructive conflicts that we have seen in modern times, like our world wars or Vietnam War, have been caused by religion. Very few. So how then can people claim that religion poisons everything with war and oppression? Well, one strategy is to claim that religious peacemakers would be good even without their faith and religion, whereas religious terrorists and warlords would not have resorted to their atrocities unless religion inspired them. However, that is not an argument. That is speculative prejudice. The atheist communism that has characterized the Soviet Union, China, North Korea, and other countries has caused some of the most greatest human rights violations in world history. It is estimated that 12 to 20 million Christians lost their lives during the communist persecution in the 20th century alone. So atheism and secular ideologies can be as dangerous as religious extremism. Now think about all the agencies in the world that do good, that help people. The Salvation Army, Convoy of Hope, World Vision. All the hospitals that were founded by religious people. Not all Christian, but religious people. Even Gandhi. Think about all the people throughout history that were inspired by religion. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, many of the founders of the U.S. Constitution. Throughout history, this is December 2019, Santa Claus came from the actual historical Saint Nicholas, Bishop Nicholas. St. Patrick's Day, there was an actual man named Patrick who did good, helped people. Almost any city or town that has help organizations that aren't funded by the government are funded by religious groups. When somebody's in need, they call churches, they call organizations that can help. When there's a disaster, every denomination has their own relief organization. Catholic relief organization, Lutheran relief organization, Methodist, Baptist, they all have their own names. They're all called something different. But they're the ones right there with the Red Cross helping people after hurricanes and disasters, tornadoes, all of it. So, the accusation that religion poisons everything is absolutely false and ridiculous. If you want to be an atheist, just be an atheist. If you want to be a Satanist or an agnostic or a secular humanist, just be it. But don't attack religion or religious people and say that it's naive or naivete or anti-intellectual or against humanity or, terrible or causing wars. Far from it. Far from it. And anybody who does something terrible to somebody else is not a Christian. If somebody calls himself a Christian, they have to actually follow the teachings of Christ. If somebody does not follow the teachings of Christ, if they, bomb a Planned Parenthood clinic, or they rape somebody, or hurt somebody, or brutalize somebody, they're not Christians. Just because you call yourself a Christian doesn't make you one. If I call myself a Muslim, but don't follow Islam, I'm not a Muslim. If I call myself an atheist and believe in God, I'm not an atheist. If I call myself Irish and I'm German, I'm not Irish. You can't just call yourself something and be it. If I'm German, I can't call myself Hispanic. It doesn't work that way. We have politicians that want to call themselves something. We have a senator that wants to call herself Native American. Not true. Not true. So, we must not forget that, in fact, the practice and contribution of religion throughout the world is overwhelmingly good. Religion has caused relatively few wars, but religion has inspired overwhelmingly the majority of Peace Prize recipients. Think about that. And don't take my word for it. Again, take a look at Axel Sons and Phillips' work, Encyclopedia of Wars. 1,763 historical wars detailed. Only 7% of them could be characterized as religiously motivated. And we shouldn't be surprised. We shouldn't be surprised because Jesus Christ warned us ahead of time that there would be false Christians, fakes, phonies, false prophets. He never said that everyone who calls the name of Christ is true and right. No, that's not what he said. He warned his disciples over and over again that there would be false prophets, fakes, phonies, hypocrites. Jesus stuck his finger in the face of the religious leaders of his day and called them hypocrites. So don't let the hypocrites torpedo your belief in God. Yes, there are hypocrites. Yes, there are phony Christians. Yes, there are churches filled with cold, indifferent, unwelcoming, judgmental people. Don't allow them to ruin your relationship with God. Get right with God, trust in Him, and check out the majority of Nobel Peace Prize recipients. They were inspired by their religious faith. Thanks for watching and listening. I appreciate it very much. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video and subscribe. Take care.